Good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Sean Dex and I welcome you back to the Mango Grow for your daily Bitcoin USD analysis video. And yes, I am back as well. My back isn't completely healed just yet. I can still stand a lot longer than I can sit down. So I was looking forward to taking this week off as well. Well, I wasn't looking forward to it. I was just recommended to do so. But I do want to talk about some really important things that I think people seem to be ignoring or missing, right? I don't blame you guys. The altcoin market is very exciting. Everybody's so bullish on it. And hey, I am bullish on the altcoins as well. I've been trading the altcoins very aggressively. We will talk about that too. Perhaps not in this video. I'm going to do another video very soon, right after this one. So I'm going to keep this one short. That being said, I do not want you guys to forget the goddamn giant, the elephant in the room who seems to be sleeping right now, right? We have a sleeping giant on our hands here, and we had a similar situation right at the 3,000 levels as well. And goddamn it, guys, it is very similar, and a lot of people got wrecked by forgetting about the sleeping giant. I do not want the Mango community to be making that mistake. We are going to be different, right? We are going to be keeping our eyes open, and we are going to be looking for opportunity instead. So how is the situation similar? Well, in many ways, right? Think about in the 6K region here, we had a huge consolidation pattern that okay, very similar consolidation pattern with altcoins rallying it around this area over here, right? We had the altcoin market rallying and Bitcoin was getting boring, and boom, a huge irrational, anxious move, call it what you will, money to be made towards the downside, right? Huge move towards the downside, and things got boring again. Yes, we had a few weeks of erratic movement, up and down, but things started to get really boring. And what happens towards the end of this move? Bitcoin starts trudging up slowly and all coins start rallying. Everybody forgets about Bitcoin, and what does Bitcoin do? Bitcoin makes a huge break towards the upside, and honestly there were big signs over here to be taking this move towards the upside. No reason to miss it. Now again, same scenario, Bitcoin making a huge, instead of an anxious move towards the downside, a euphoric move towards the upside, and then us peaking out at around 14,000, having some erratic moves, right? Again, couple of weeks of up down, then getting boring. The past couple of weeks especially has been really slow, and hey, no better time for me to have my injury. Actually, I don't ever want to have that kind. I don't want to say that. It's never a good time to have something like that, man. Holy shit, though, that really gave me some perspective. That anyways, I don't want to get into that right now. I'm going to get into a rant that is completely unrelated to TA. But that being said, Bitcoin has been slow. I get it. It's boring. Altcoins making some good moves, a lot of money to be made, right? A lot of money to be made on the altcoins, and I'm sure you guys have been trading it as aggressively as I have because the trades have been very easy. That being said, don't let your profits go by forgetting about Bitcoin. That's a mistake people make all too often. So what's going on over here with Bitcoin? Okay, enough of all of the freaking euphoric up, anxious down, blah blah. What's going on over here? Everybody wants to know, right? So let's go ahead and turn on our let's start with the Mango ribbon, where we have a 10 SMA, the blue Tenkin, the red Kijun, and the 21 EMA, right? As you can see, Bitcoin being held back by the 10 SMA. I've been looking for Bitcoin to take over the 10 SMA all the way from this week over here. Now it's been almost 3 weeks, right? What day is it? Anyways, doesn't matter. I actually don't know what day of the week it is. Holy shit. We almost took the 10 SMA over here, but getting that rejection, being held back rather, and I don't want to call it rejection, being held back in the following week, seeing that move towards the downside, not meeting the Tenkin or the 21 EMA like everyone expected. Now again, Bitcoin spending a lot of time here, right? Now the longer Bitcoin spends time at the resistance level, the more bullish it is, in my opinion, right? But we're not out of the woods just yet. At any moment, Bitcoin may see an aggressive move towards the downside, meet the 21, break past the Tenkin. We've already tested Tenkin once, getting that nice bounce, really nice play that only over here at Mango we've been watching, nobody else, and getting that bounce towards the upside. Now the question is, do we get that test to the Kijun, which is lining up with that CME gap that everybody has been waiting for? Now, here's the thing, we have events coming up. In fact, we have a big event that is just around, I think, a day away now. the Fed cut rate, right? The huge the interest rate cuts that everybody is already expecting. Everybody's expecting at least a quarter point cut rate. And the thing is, though, the global situation is a little bit I don't want to use the word contentious, but governments around the world have been cutting rates. Okay, governments around the world have been cutting rates. We also do have a trade war on our hands. We also have a currency war. I'm not sure if people have been following that. We have a currency war that is it's been going on for a while, actually, years, and it's getting more and more aggressive. This thing just could this could last for a while. You're seeing Trump with his tweets too, putting pressure on the Fed. So what I'm trying to say over here is we may get something unexpected and actually get more than a quarter point cut rate, right? So if everybody's expecting at least a quarter point cut rate, and that could already be priced in here, and Bitcoin might be seeing its bullish might be seeing Bitcoin have a little bit more of upside in this consolidation because of that. But the thing is, if we get a half point cut rate, like 0.5%, that would have Bitcoin spiking up a lot more aggressively. On the flip side, however, we could have the opposite, right, where the Fed just decide to do nothing. Now that is the less likely situation. I was about to say less unlikely. The less likely situation, but we don't want to play I rather not play an event when we have. I just don't like playing events unless I really plan for it. And this has too many variables. I do want to mention a couple of things though. Like for example, Australia is also the RBA announced that they might be going into a negative. They're setting up the foundation at the very least to go into negative interest rates, right? So you're seeing certain things shape up around the world that is making the overall situation, okay, even if you're not bullish in the next couple of weeks, the overall situation long term is extremely bullish for Bitcoin as well as gold. And holy crap, I've ranted on this for quite some time now without actually talking about some TA. Well, we did, right? We talked about tennis May, the Kijun, the 21, the Tenkin. Okay, is that good enough? Nope, it's not. I do want to talk about some lower time frames now. Well, not the lower time frames, more like the 3-day. Then we'll go on over to the midday, where the mid time frames, which I'll be talking about the daily, and then the lower time frames I'll be talking about the 4 hour and the 1 hour. So let's start with the 3-day right now. What's going on? Well, the 3-day is not looking too bad at all, guys. Ever since Bitcoin took the 3-day over here, right, which was that weekly candle that almost took the tennis May, I saw keeping an eye on Bitcoin. I was actually looking forward to opening a long, but my conditions according to my system did not quite meet, and I'll show it to you in a bit if I can, if we have the time. So the 3-day over here close with the 21 EMA. We also had the open and the close after that. And as you can see, every 3-day after that has closed over the 10 SMA as well as the 21 EMA. This is a really good sign for Bitcoin, and this could be an indication of something. Okay, this could be an indication of something. I don't want to say for sure, because until we break the Tenkin, I will not be getting too bullish on this. Okay, I want to have a Tenkin break over on the 3-day, and that's at 10,700. At that point, I think everybody will be getting bullish on Bitcoin. But the lower time frames are giving us some indication as well. But again, the 3-day, if we lose the 21 and the 10 SMA and open and close underneath over here, I'd be looking for a move all the way down towards Kijun, coming down to 8,800. We may also see follow through to 8,500 on the weekly if that happens, right? But for now, this is looking good. So now let's move on to the daily. Switch on over. I have the Coinbase chart open, right? Do I want to switch? No. Okay, for now we can look at the daily, and the daily is not showing the best picture just yet. The Tenkin is holding us up, but the 21 EMA, the 10 SMA, as well as the Kijun all overhead. We can go ahead and look at the Ichimoku as well, and this is where you guys may not like what you see. We have a red cloud. Okay, red cloud with price inside the cloud. Not looking good, eh? But there is a silver lining to this. Bitcoin has done this in the past in a bull market, and that has usually led to like around a 35% to a 40% drawdown. The thing is though, Bitcoin has already seen that drawdown, right? We've seen a 34.5% drawdown. Is this what we're looking for? Now look at the daily 200 MA coming up aggressively. What I would really like is for Bitcoin to just keep going sideways. Me keep collecting profits on the altcoin market side of things, and the 200 MA come and line up underneath the cloud. If you guys do remember, around this area over here, I was talking about something similar happening, and I'm like, man, but by the time the 200 MA comes all the way underneath the cloud, it's going to be far too long. I don't think that's going to happen. But hey, guess what, we may actually see that happen. If Bitcoin just goes sideways and then we pop over the cloud again, this cloud will have a double Kumo flip back, double Kumo twist back into green, and I'm going to be looking for a big trending move again, perhaps even past 20,000. In fact, definitely past 20,000. But we have to take it one step at a time. If we do lose the 10K, I'm going to be looking at a trade all the way down to 9,000. I'm not going to be looking for a trade to 9,400. I'll be leaning towards price going down there. Will I be taking the trade? Not based on this. I'll be looking for other things as well. Okay, so that's the daily. I do want to switch on over to the 4 hour. Actually, you know what? I do want to cut this video a little shorter because I want to do a video on the altcoins too. I'll be doing an Ethereum video at the very least after this one, guys. So stay tuned for that. Let's go. I'll be talking about LTC too. Okay, those two I do definitely want to talk about, and probably some other coins are looking interesting. So let's go ahead and look at the 1 hour. Okay, there's something interesting going on over here. Is this where I drew my lines? Okay, yeah, this is perfect. Okay, cool. So let me go ahead and remove my Ichimoku from here. And we have something going on over here, okay? Where do I start? Okay, so we have a symmetrical triangle on the 1 hour that is being printed. Yes, it's not the prettiest triangle, and usually when I see something take this long to pop out of the triangle, especially if we get to the apex of this triangle, I typically see a FU move. It doesn't need to happen for sure, where we wick to the upside aggressively, we wick to the downside aggressively, which lines up with things, right? If we wick to the downside, we are looking at a breaking a formation. If we towards the downside at 10,150, okay, which would lead us to probably, if we break down and close candles underneath, we'd probably go and test the bottom of this range, probably 9,800 if we break that as well. Not looking too good. But if we break to the upside, and this is where I think everybody needs to be careful if you are playing the altcoins and you're trading against BTC, especially if you're on the mid cap side that don't have leveraged positions on the USD pairings, and you're trading against the BTC pairing on Bitcoin, on the altcoin / Bitcoin. If we break this to the upside and we start closing candles, we're going to have a cascading effect over here, okay, that could actually line up with the announcement tomorrow or day after. When is it? I'm losing track of days, man. Anyways, whenever they do announce, I think it's a day and a half at most at this point. I think it's tomorrow. Yeah. If we do break this to the upside, this has a measured move towards around 10,432, okay, 10,432, and that would also mean us breaking a larger symmetrical triangle, which is playing out, I believe, on the 4 hour. Look at this line over here, guys. I can go ahead and draw it for you guys one more time. Look at the orange line I'm drawing right now. This would be breaking that formation towards the upside if we close candles above there, and open and close especially, which would be another break of another symmetrical triangle that would be breaking a triangle on the 12 hour, right, or formation on the 12 hour. You don't need to call it a triangle. Don't call it, doesn't matter. It's the psychology of what's happening, higher lows, lower highs, blah blah blah. So what's happening over here, we're going to be breaking a 1 hour triangle into the 4 hour triangle into the 12 hour triangle, and what's going to happen, we're going to be probably seeing resolution, okay, of this descending trend line all the way from around 14,000, then lining up with these candle closes, also this wick over here, and this big rejection over here. That actually this was one I actually got caught in, right, because I was expecting a move at to at least 11,200 ish, and I should have actually, digressing over here, but I just want to talk about this over here. I should have caught this one over here. I should have caught this rejection over here and taken at least some profits over here, and I did not. And yeah, I lost out on some profits on that trade over here. But anyways, doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. I still took a lot of profits off that trade. Just want to mention that, hey, things don't work out sometimes when you're not focused. So that being said, yeah. So that's what I'm looking at, guys. And the reason I really want to point this out is because if you aren't careful, okay, if you aren't careful and you're over positioned on your altcoins, especially on the BTC side of your altcoins, you may see Bitcoin pump towards the upside, and then you have, it's not like your altcoins are going to get completely wrecked, but in that, if you see that big cascading effect of moves where Bitcoin has a huge move to the upside, you will see a huge slippage. And if you are over leveraged, you may probably get stopped out of your position, and then your altcoins will recover because their USD pairings will be fine, and then you're going to be like, God damn it. So just be careful, okay, just be careful. At the same time, you don't want to be missing out on a big Bitcoin move, especially if you've been watching Bitcoin throughout this consolidation formation. Whether Bitcoin breaks to the upside or towards the downside, there is a play to be had very, very soon, in my opinion. This Bitcoin is setting up for a move, at least. I mean, I don't want to give a timing on that, man, but sometime soon we will see it, and it's going to be when people are completely preoccupied with alts. And this is, you're seeing signs over here, right? Coins like Ethereum, I believe even XRP over here, just like moving very, very aggressively to the upside, kind of getting people lured in, and then they forget about the sleeping giant. Okay, so don't do that. You don't have to get out of your altcoins. Just keep an eye on Bitcoin and look at what it's doing. Okay, cool. Is there anything else I do want to talk about? I talk about the weekly, I talk about the daily, I talk about the 3-day, and talked about the hourly too. Oh, let's go ahead and talk about Bitcoin dominance before we wrap this up, and then the next video I will move into Ethereum, and I'll try and do Ethereum and LTC in the same video, and then yeah, we'll take it one step at a time today. I do want to cover a couple more videos today because I have been away for a while, and I owe it to you guys to give you guys a recap on what's going on. So that's Bitcoin. Let's move on to I do want to talk about BLX too. The BLX chart. Let's go ahead and clear everything out. No, this is Brave New Coin. Sorry, I didn't mean BLX, I meant CMEs. Damn, I've been away for so long. Stuttering over there. Okay, cool. So yeah, CMEs, so CMEs is printing a very, very, very pretty descending triangle, right? You can kind of see it right over here. A very, very pretty descending triangle, which is a more bearish setup, definitely. And I'm not sure if people are looking at this. I'm guessing you guys are. I'm not sure. I've not been keeping up with Twitter or all of. I should keep up with Twitter, but I don't at all. But the thing is, right, we've been spending a lot of time on the top of this range over here. Look at how we got rejected over here. That's what you want to see on a bearish formation. You get your rejection off those highs, off the descending trend line very, very quickly, at least relatively quickly, like you saw over here. Spend 1 candle, 2 candles, 3 candles, and boom, down, right? Look at how we're reacting at the bottom of the descending triangle. We're seeing the bounce towards the upside. Again over here, bounce towards the upside. But it is a lower high, okay? That is typically bearish, but over here, not so much, right? Seeing that aggressive bounce towards the upside, and then spending a lot of time against that descending line over here. Now, if you were looking at this, right, for example, just for argument's sake, pretend that you're looking at some random trend line like this, okay, and you're expecting this Bitcoin or any asset to test this trend line and then bounce towards the upside. Okay, let's say it's a falling wedge. The longer you spend testing that trend line, the less likely it is to bounce towards the upside. It's just at least from my experience. But for some reason, most TAs aren't using that same technical analysts, aren't using that same logic when Bitcoin is spending so much time on the other side of the trend line. In my opinion, this has a little bit more bullish posturing until we see that rejection towards the downside. So the longer we spend here, the more bullish it is. In fact, even if we go sideways now, right, that's going to be a break, man. And what is that lining up? What day is it anyways today? It is Wednesday. Okay, cool. That is a break. So if we see CMEs even freaking open up the next couple of days going sideways, this trend line is going to be violated, right? So think about that as well. Again, a little bit more for bullish posturing. Again, people are like, this is a descending triangle, should break to the downside. It doesn't work that way, guys. It doesn't. Every formation can break towards either side. There's just a probability of it breaking to one side more than the other. Okay, don't think of it that way. You guys don't. I don't think guys should even look at patterns that way. You guys should be looking more in terms of. I don't want to get into that right now. I'll do a tutorial video on that some other time. Okay, so. Okay, you know what? I do want to show something. I will go on over to BLX right now. This is the daily. Okay, I'll go on to BLX and show you guys something right now. Let me go ahead and clear out our horizontals. Everybody thinks descending triangles have to break towards the downside, right? Or in fact, even the probability in terms of Bitcoin isn't that high, in my opinion. Yes. Overall, across markets, it's more likely to break to a downside. But let me go ahead and show you guys something. If I can find it, that is. Can I find it? Was it over here? Where the hell is it? I think, was it here? No. Okay, yeah, right here. Okay, cool. So yeah, this is a really good example because what do you have over here? You have a almost parabolic kind of run towards the upside, and then you have Bitcoin coming down, and now you have a descending triangle right over here that is being printed in a bearish setup, right? right over here you see the descending triangle, and what happens, this is a bearish formation in a bearish setup, and you break on over towards the upside. So Bitcoin has shown history of, yeah, I know you could say I'm cherry picking over here, but what I'm trying to say is that that's the entire point. You don't need to necessarily break on over to the downside just because it is a bearish formation. Okay, we have one over here. Yeah, I think this was the one I was trying to find. Okay, so I found two now, just right in front of your faces, right? Bearish descending triangle here, broke to the upside. And these are on the daily, guys. Okay, descending triangle, broke to the upside, descending triangle to the upside. I wonder how many more we can find where Bitcoin actually baits you into thinking, hey, this is actually a really, really good one, because this took a while, right? How many days was this being put in place? 1 month, not too long, but still, you guys get the picture. Okay, cool. So let's move on over to the Bitcoin dominant chart now. Let me get everything in. Cool. Zoom out, and yep, we can clear it. Okay, so this was a big sign, right? I don't know whether I talked about it in our last video, but I know I definitely talked about this in the Mango Telegram group, so you guys probably know what I'm talking about over here. This was the so over here I was getting bullish on, I don't say bullish, but I was getting like this feeling that altcoins are going to run, because nobody was in freaking altcoins anymore. Everybody had gotten so bearish on altcoins that it was literally the time to be in altcoins. And the only thing that was keeping me away from it was because, hey, Bitcoin had closed over this area over here, this horizontal. I'm maybe being a little bit too yeah, that's a lot better. Bitcoin closed over this horizontal towards the upside, retested it, and closed to one more, right? But the very next day we lost it. Okay, this was the big sign for me, and ever since then Bitcoin has been going straight down, and this is your indication that, hey, alts are actually taking some of the dominance back from Bitcoin, and alts are running right now. So with that being said, I do want to cut this video off right now. We will move on to Ethereum in the next video, and I will also probably be talking about LTC over there. We can do a quick recap on what Bitcoin is doing. Again, we're looking at a very squeezy like formation, right? If Bitcoin breaks the symmetrical triangle on the 1 hour towards the downside, it's probably going to have cascading effects and break this trend line towards the downside, and that's going to have cascading effects and break further formations towards the downside. Probably see a big move there, or towards the upside as well. We're seeing a symmetrical triangle, right? In an overall bullish consolidation on the weekly time frame. So hey, you always go with the upside. Perhaps I'm being a little bit more biased over here. For sure, I am going to be bullish when the overall trend is bullish. I'm going to lean towards that side. It's also, everyone's so much happier when Bitcoin's going up, man. It's only the perma bears that I don't be calling people perma bears when they're not. I'm not talking about you guys. It's fine to go short, but it's some people tend to be only looking for the short side, and they seem to have emotional bias reasons for doing so. I really think you guys need to look at yourselves in the mirror and really think about whether you're doing that, because that's not the best way to be efficient. You really need to have a neutral mindset, especially in these kind of formations over here. You need to be ready for both sides, because you'll be missing out on opportunity if you're only looking towards the downside, and you'll be missing out for opportunity if you're only looking towards the upside. Now, if you are in a bullish consolidation form, one way to fight those biases, because it's not easy to be a realistic trader, right? You're either optimistic or you're pessimistic, one of the two. The best way is to pick go with the side of the trend. The trend is your friend, right? Okay, cool. So this video has already gone far too long, way longer than I expected. I'll see you guys in the next video. Coming up today, Ethereum, USD, LTC, USD, Ethereum BTC, and LTC BTC. See you guys very soon. See you guys in the next video. See you. Bye.